Arsenal's best shot at a trophy this season is over. And Newcastle United, do you know what? Biased aside, fair play. They were absolutely magnificent to a man. And it was a Newcastle United side with no Share, no Bruno Guimaraes, who for me is probably their most important player alongside Isak. And they turned up and they were absolutely fantastic. Arsenal huffed and puffed, had big chances. Timber, Martinelli hitting the post, but take nothing away. Newcastle were immense. Alexander Isak and Gordon are match winners, right? Joelinton's effort. Tonali is so good. Dubravka making save after save after save, putting bodies on the line. Lewis Hall as well, I thought was excellent. We'll get through to the lineups in a minute. We'll get into the instant match reaction shortly. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Make sure you do go down, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. We are steamrolling our way towards 40,000 subscribers. So it will be greatly appreciated if you hit that subscribe button. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 2, and it's all about one man this game for me, Alexander Isak. Arsenal are crying out for a striker. Newcastle need to do everything they can to pin this man down to a contract. If there's a checkbook right now, let him write whatever he wants on it because he is in unbelievable form. And Newcastle are 90 minutes away from being in the final. A club that hasn't won silverware since the 50s right now could be making 2 finals in the last 3 years. They were immense today. We'll start with Arsenal's lineup, and then we'll get into Newcastle's. David Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Miles Lewis, Skelly, Odegaard, Partey, Rice, Trossard, Havertz, Martinelli. This Arsenal team, attacking-wise, just isn't doing enough for me. The midfield doesn't look as functional as we've seen it. Odegaard, for me, as a captain, needs to do more in the bigger games. Leandro Trossard and Martinelli are wasteful at times. It's the complete opposite when you look at that Newcastle midfield. Even without Bruno Guimaraes, is a lot more functioning. Joelinton's got the pace and the energy. Tonali as the 6 is brilliant. Willock comes in for Bruno Guimaraes. A back 4, the fullback's really good today. Lewis Hall, for me, might be my favourite fullback in the Premier League right now. And I'm happy to say, I personally think this season he's been the best left back. He's been absolutely insane for Newcastle. Doesn't matter if he's he's got 2 players coming onto him. He looks so calm in possession. He's got a good first touch. He's happy to play the ball out from the back. Dan Burn and Botman, of course, no Share. Dubravka, lots of Newcastle fans were concerned when Pope got injured. Dubravka has been unreal the last couple of months for them. Livramento, Murphy as well. The only thing that I think Newcastle fans want to improve on is that right-hand side. But I thought Murphy did okay today. I think genuinely, like all jokes aside, Newcastle should be looking at this trophy right now thinking we are that close. In terms of the benches, they brought in Jesus, Arsenal, Newcastle, they brought in Barnes, Zinchenko, Almiron, Lloyd Kelly, Jorginho, Longstaff. But in terms of the game, Alexander Isak, mate, we'll get to his goal in a minute. Moments before that, Trossard plays the ball through to Gabriel Martinelli. He has 2 really good touches, knocks the ball in front of him. Now, Theo Walcott said it on commentary, and he's absolutely spot on. If you're going to hit that ball, you have to go diagonally across the goalkeeper. Going to his near post, he does hit the post, and it's a poor finish. And then you saw the complete opposite in Alexander Isak. For me right now, he is the best number 9 in the world. He's absolutely unbelievable. Like, genuinely for me, he's ridiculous. 4 games played in the League Cup, 2 goals. 18 games played in the league, 13 goals and 4 assists. He's got 15 goals this season now. And tonight, he scored the first one. It's an absolutely ridiculous finish. It's poor man marking from Odegaard. You can talk about how great the Arsenal set-piece coach is when it comes to attacking set pieces, but defending them tonight, who in their right mind thought it was a good idea to leave Martin Odegaard marking Alexander Isak? I genuinely think that is diabolical from the set-piece coach. And if I was Arteta, I'd be losing my mind right now at that. And then you look at the situation with Isak. Arsenal are linked to him. Newcastle have to pin him down to a new deal. That finish is ridiculous. Then the second goal, all before this, obviously Timber missed a chance from a few yards out. Alexander Isak, I always speak about it, and I'm going to carry on until I drill this into people's brains. The first 15 minutes of the second half, for me, is one of the most important moments of the game. I say this all the time about how great Liverpool's team talks are with Arne Slot, but take nothing away from Eddie Howe. Drills it in that these Arsenal players right now are vulnerable. The crowd are getting on their back. He's probably saying we've brought 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 Geordies down here. We're in incredible form. And he's gone out there. The team talk's ringing in the players' ears. Isak gets a bit of yardage of space, hits the ball. Raya palms it down into Anthony Gordon's hand, Anthony Gordon's path, and he puts it into the back of the net. And Anthony Gordon as well is having a really good season. 5 goals and 4 assists in 19 games. So that's 9 goal contributions in 10. And he's got 2 GA in 5 in the League Cup. He's got 11 GA in 24 games, which is nearly roughly 1 in 2. And they are, at the moment, the difference between Arsenal and Newcastle is Newcastle at this moment in time have match winners. And as soon as they got that second goal, the Arsenal, they were just completely depleted and they didn't know really what to do. It was kind of like, well, you come and attack us and we're happy to defend. And they're so good at that. And you look at the recent results they've had, 7 wins on the bounce. But more importantly, look at the amount of clean sheets. Clean sheet against Leicester, clean sheet against Villa, clean sheet against Ipswich, clean sheet against United, clean sheet against Arsenal. 5 clean sheets in their last 7 games, scoring 11, 14, 16, 18, 20, conceded 2. And you look at the run of games they've got coming up. I'll be honest. I'm happy to say this right now. They will comfortably beat Bromley on Sunday. No if, buts, or maybes. They will comfortably beat Wolves. Look at the fixtures. How many have they got at home, by the way, as well? Bromley at home, Bournemouth at home, Fulham at home, Arsenal at home, Forest at home. Out of their next, 8 games, 5 are at home. They're only away to Southampton, who, by the way, are in the pits. Manchester City, they've got 6 at home. Wow. I'll be honest. I think Eddie Howe deserves immense respect right now. And this is a Newcastle side that didn't have the best of starts to the season. You look at that run of games where, even like they lost at St. James's to West Ham. They drew away to Palace. They lost away to Brentford. But this season at St. James's Park, they've beaten Arsenal. They've beaten Chelsea. They've drew with Liverpool. They've drew with Manchester City. Right now, I'm going to be honest. Newcastle, I think it will be a Newcastle versus Liverpool final. And in a one-off game, you know how strong they are defensively. That for me, they've got the best midfield in the Premier League right now with Tonali in the 6, Joelinton and Bruno. And they can obviously rotate as they've proven they've done it tonight. There was no Bruno Guimaraes. There was no Share. And they've beaten Arsenal twice this season with an aggregate scoreline of 3-0. In terms of Arsenal, that was the best opportunity they had to win a major honour this season, in my opinion. And they need to bring in a forward. It's so, so important. I've said this so many times. At home this season, Arsenal were just not at the races. Narrowly beating Ipswich 1-0. Drawing 0-0 to Everton. Right? Drawing away to Brighton. Losing at home to Newcastle. Losing away to Newcastle, losing away to Inter, drawing at home to Chelsea, drawing at home to Liverpool, drawing away to Fulham. They have got to bring in a centre forward or a wide player, or for me, then they're not going to win. I'll be honest, they're not going to win a major honour this season, and I don't think they'll win the Premier League. That front line that played today, they've only got 4 fit forwards of Leandro Trossard, Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus and Martinelli. And for me, none of those 4 players right now start for Newcastle, start for Liverpool. You know, those 2 teams right now are absolutely flying, Newcastle and Liverpool. And Newcastle won 7 on the bounce. You know, you look at where they are in the Premier League, they've got a fantastic opportunity to finish in the top 4 this season. I'm a big fan of the way they play. I think they've got lots of talented players. You know, they've only scored 5 goals less than Arsenal. And their defense isn't too shabby either. They've only conceded 4 less than Arsenal. They're only 5 points of Arsenal. I'm not saying Newcastle are in a title race right now, but we need to give huge respect. Look at their form. Look at Forest as well, by the way. This is fantastic for the Premier League. It tells other managers and other teams that you can push on and actually achieve something, you know. And fair play to Newcastle, because so far they have, in my opinion, I think they've had a really good start to the season, and what they're doing right now, I think they deserve huge credit. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like. I'm out.